Hey guys, I'm going to attempt to do a little health update here. First of all, the weather has just warmed up and it's in the 70s today, I think, for the first or second time this year. And that's a nice change. It's been really cold, and on top of that, there's been a lot of things going on, not just with me, with the family health-wise. It's kind of put us behind here. Haven't really been doing much on the house here. As you can see, we still don't have the top trim or the corner trim on this side. Haven't really been doing anything for, it's been like a couple of months of maybe several workable days here. And what's happened is, after I got off of vitamin D last fall, or actually it was December, my CRS body was so ramped on that. I was having so many issues. I couldn't sleep and all sorts of things. I didn't know that was one of the problems, but that's how it goes. It's just a really complicated illness when you're sensitive to so many things. So I dropped the D, and then I just crashed off of that. And it was kind of like a roller coaster of cortisol, adrenaline spiking down to nothing, then just flat, not being able to function. It lasted for a couple of months. It's still ongoing, actually. And according to the AI chat, it could last another couple of months as far as until I re-normalize my base level. Along with that, pain has remained pretty high. And then also I think it was like early February, one of our children got sick, and that passed through the family, and it was like a flu. It was kind of hard. And then it kind of went into the chest and remained a cough for a couple of people. And one of those persons went somewhere a couple weeks later while we were still recovering and contracted a cold or something. And then that started to work its way through our family right as we were just getting over the flu or whatever that thing was. Unpleasant. I was taking honey with garlic and onion. Boy, that's the best thing you could ever take for a cold or anything like that. A little bit of NAC and a lot of vitamin C, and with some zinc. And those things right there, I think I shortened the illness for me. Everyone else had a harder time than me, and I was really on top of it, doing a nettle pot to flush my sinuses, keep my viral load low, avoiding any unnecessary contact and things like that. But then he contracted this cold thing, and now kind of gradually starting to work its way through our family. So past several days has been pretty intense cold for me. The brain fog and stuff is really bad too. Now, right before we were sick with that flu, we decided to put the whole family through a deworming protocol. So we did ivermectin and fenbendazole, and kind of hard to say that one sometimes. And that kind of, there's some die-off involved. I don't think I had, worms, but I mean, everyone probably has a little bit, and it's good to do a flush every now and then, but there seemed to be some type of reaction, and it did make my symptoms harder for the illness. And then it's right on the heels of that it was the flu, and now it's the cold, and these things are kind of lasting. So it's been rough, and to have those things on top of the transformed migraine and chronic fatigue and brain fog and all that has been an additional deal. So I've been really inoperable for a couple of months now. It's been very frustrating. Also, I submitted a letter to, not really a letter, but I'd filled out paperwork for disability benefits, and then they denied that and said they need evidence. They didn't really go through my 300 pages of VA documents, so I'm going through a process of extracting that. And just with the brain and stuff, even like when you feel sick, like it's hard to function and to really concentrate. And with me on top of the usual, it's been very, very difficult. So please be in prayer for me and my family as we're getting over these illnesses, and mine has persisted. Also, they're in the mix of this. I had a back injury, December 26th or 7th. I started feeling a lot of pain in the center of my back, and I was feeling around back there, and it felt like 3 vertebrae were a lot closer together than the rest of them. It hurt really, really bad. Even if I just bent over, it hurt really bad. and it got kind of worse. And I was like, what is the deal with this now, on top of everything? And that was going into January, and just progressively really sensitive and hard to deal with. I couldn't lift up anything. If it started to feel better and I just lift up something that was 20 or 30 pounds, it would feel really bad for a couple of days. So I just couldn't really do much. I had to rely on Miranda a lot, and still do, as usual, and be praying for her as well. She's gotten sick too along with this, and it's been unpleasant, uneasy for everybody. But with this whole back thing, it really concerned me, because for like 2 months I didn't really see much improvement, and it was even walking down this hill right here, the compression on my back really, it hurt. And if I turned over in my bed, it hurt. If I just bend down, it hurt. Everything. It just was very, very tender. And I was trying to figure out what else am I taking, because I'm just decreasing a lot of the supplements. I just stopped taking everything because I'm so sensitive to so many things, it's hard to keep up. And I was taking pretty decent protocol, and it would have been a great protocol for someone with not CRS and other symptoms, but different people and different people's bodies respond differently to different types of, and I'm taking vitamins. It's basically supplements, vitamins. So I found out that I was taking magnesium, what was that? Oh man, can I pause this? Let me see. Magnesium glycinate. And it was doing its thing, but it also caused AI conversations helped me to discover these things, because I'm like, what is going on with my body? It's ridiculous. But it caused glutamate. I think it said to build up in my system, and it causes other issues. My mast cells reacting, and all of my symptoms were kind of being exacerbated by that. So I was taking 4 of those a day as recommended for someone with the extra needs that I have. But so it's as simple as stop taking glycinate and taking malate or something like that. I mean, it should be fine for me. And I've double checked this with Reddit folks online, and others have confirmed it. Same thing with the B. Taking too many B's, and also folate's really bad. This stopped everything, basically. Man, I've been spending a decent amount of money on supplements for a while, and half of them, I just can't, most of them are not in the form that's good for me. So what I'm learning is from all of this is that the natural form in which the Lord has provided, in nature, is really the way your body is intended to take things in. And if you're good and healthy, you can take in other forms and process that just fine. But with my condition, it's probably best to do that. So I'm switching to other things, natural things, diet-based vitamins. So eating eggs for vitamin B, eating pumpkin seeds for magnesium, and sunflower seeds for magnesium and zinc and E. So getting your A, B, C, D, E in line is important, but for me, not overdoing things and just letting the body rest for a while, because it's been so overstimulated by a lot of different factors for a long, long time. So what this led to was, I was on a recovery mode, and I was going back in my mind. And I know this is a lot of extra information, so I just skipped forward. It's not for everybody, but at least for documenting posterity purposes, I just want to get this out, because I can forget details. I thought I was approaching 8 years of migraine, and it was actually 7 years. I couldn't even, try to figure out. I was trying to figure out the dates, and there was a discrepancy. I was like, wait a minute, man, this doesn't make sense. I had to go check emails back from 2020 and 2019 to figure out, when did this whole thing start? February of 2019 for 5.5 months of transform migraine, and then 6-month reprieve, but still had chronic fatigue and brain fog and all that. And then the migraine came back January 9th, 2020. So since then, it was 24/7 all the way till August of 2025, which I started to have some pain-free mornings. So, and then that year was a progressive year of healing. But I'm tracing back when things happened, and when I increased my vitamin D intake in the spring, that was big. It did kind of get me energized to build this home in a lot of ways, and I was doing it, but I was doing it on cortisol and adrenaline, not normal energy, and it was really wrecking me, and I didn't know it. But that's when things kind of started to increase with cortisol and adrenaline, these agitations of my nervous system, and until I stopped in December, which was like, it just kept on spiking up. I was so hard to function. I was just pushing myself to get things done on this house before winter. Thankfully, family helped out too with some of that, and some friends as well. So thankful. Man, if we didn't have people even donate to our family, we wouldn't be able to finish this house. I still don't know if we can finish it, but in any case, we're so appreciative of people who supported us, and I'm trying to get on the ball to get this disability thing submitted again with documentation, and it's pages and pages. So you can imagine the transformed migraine, the fatigue, then the brain fog, and then multiply those things because of flu, cold, and all these other agitations. That's what I'm dealing with these days. So if you've made it this far, you probably really care about us, and I appreciate that, and thank you for watching. Please be in prayer for us. I keep on thinking I'm going to turn around. There's a turnaround, and I've mentioned this in previous updates, but then something happens. Like, we chose to do the worm detox, and that had its effect. All these things affect me. I'm just so sensitive. There's die-off involved in that, and then the flu, the cold, the back injury, all these things. Like, it just, me looking back on it, it really boggles my mind what I've been through. I don't even want to. Don't try not to ponder on it too much. I just give it to the Lord and ask, thank you for bringing us through. That we're still here, we still believe, and we're receiving your grace. It is enough sufficient to get us through all things. And thank you for keeping me, because we don't want to walk away from him because things get hard. If he can't save somebody through hard times, then how do we know that he can save people if everyone's that is saved is just having a nice, wonderful life here in Laodicea, or whatever you think it is here? It just really, he saves us through the difficulties, through the troubles, and his grace is sufficient through those. And even when things go wrong, made very logical decisions. I would have made them all again. We're doing research on the vitamins stuff. I miss things, and I don't know it all. He knows it all. He allowed it to happen for a reason. He's God. I'm not in charge. But I'm thankful now that as in February, that first week of February made 7 years. And from that point, even though there was still another cold that we got into here, and maybe that was around the flu time as well, things are holding us back, even spiritually. I feel like we're under spiritual attack majorly right now. Please pray for us. It's hard to describe these things without taking up an hour of time on this, but I don't want to. I just want to say that it's been real. It's getting real, and we continue to need prayer and support. We appreciate you guys. So I think that if I can get this letter thing put together, it's just so hard to function with my brain. It's so hard. If you guys know me, I'm very analytical and astute, but just so hard these days. It's been that way for a long time. I've gotten used to it, but I use tools. I use notes and AI to help keep track. I log my symptoms every day with AI, and it's really been a huge benefit, but it's missed some things, and you really have to double check stuff with that as well, and verify with other AI and with people and articles. And actually, I have it read to me because it's hard to read. I'm in the shade here. The light hurts my eyes. Still squinting. Noises and everything. It's the usual migraine stuff. Cannabis is my pain reliever. It's the only thing that actually works. Doctor approved, and I'm just doing whatever is made available to me, whatever the Lord provides, and that's actually something natural in nature. I've had more success with things like that than over-the-counter stuff that's been changed and processed and all that stuff. So I am thankful. I'm thankful for the pain relief, and I don't know where I couldn't do anything without it. I don't think just be in bed all day like it used to be, especially these days. It's like the illness from 4 or 5 years ago, like when it was really bad. That's how it feels now. So starting April, I started to go downhill. We did get the structure up. We are just a shell, not even completely a finished shell, but it was spray foam, and you've seen other videos on the inside, so we're just tiny little progress in there. Now my focus has really been drawn back to my health again, just trying to get functional again. So anyway, yeah, this has gone on a little bit. It's a long story. I'm just touching on it. There's other factors too, but that's my health update. Everyone else, other than the sickness, we're all doing great. They're doing really well. They're working on school now. And since you hung on this long, we started Starlink internet. That's working really well. We're saving money actually, because we got rid of our old phone plans. We're pretty hefty for our travels. Bit of a mess in here, but we got a refrigerator. We're able to put things in here. I have the electricity hooked up coming from the travel trailer, or off-grid travel trailer, and our batteries, and it's our schooling setup in here. Actually, are y'all all done with school today? Yep. Quiet time. Okay. I'll be listening to scripture in there during quiet time. So yeah, I'll show you this we did the floor. I did this floor. That was the last thing I did, was this floor right here. Turned out pretty good. Starting to get, this is basically a storage facility in a construction, but we got laundry set up, a sink, and got our first wall of our first room. So those things have been like that for a while. I did that room like a few weeks ago, that wall a couple weeks ago, and it's just like get a few hours every few days. It's about all I've had. And most days not. It's been difficult in bed like it was the first part of this illness. I'm thankful that at least now I have pain relief, but still it's not fully functional, pain relief. There's lots of side effects to that too. So anyway, I am thankful. I am in need of prayer still, and grace and mercy, and also for Miranda. It's been difficult these days. It's when it's more difficult for me. I think empathetically somehow it becomes more difficult for her, and I'm not sure how that works, but so it becomes more difficult for both of us together sometimes. So anyway, just keep us in your prayers. I'm just relying on the Lord and thankful for His grace and mercy, learning to extend that to one another. Appreciate you guys. And does that cover the update? I think it does. It's health-wise. We have spring storms coming, so I really need this corner here is good, but I mean it's not good. It needs to be covered but on the other side there's a 3 or 4 inch gap where there's just spray foam, so we're kind of exposed to the elements a bit, and that needs to be covered, and so strong wind doesn't get under there and then start to lift up on the roof or something. That's in the back of my mind. It's concerning, and but I can't just make myself well, so it's been the usual frustration and learning patience all over again with kind of going downhill there a little bit with my health. But anyway, I appreciate you guys staying in here 18 minutes. Just wanted to be thorough with what's been going on, and yeah, hopefully as I get over this cold, I'm going to start to see the improvements. It's just I haven't been able to see them much, and I just stopped the magnesium just several days ago, and I'd noticed a difference actually within a few days, and the migraine got kind of worse too. So now that I'm supplementing with pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, it's stabilizing again, but I got to get over this cold, and then functionality. We just got to get this so I can get working on this house. There's repairs for each one of these travel trailers too. I got to redo something for a toilet in here. I got to something on that one too, won't get into, and then all the stuff with the house. All of our vehicles have lights on, but this one we have licensed and insured, and it's functional. I don't even want to look into why anyway, some lights, but anyway, and broke down lawnmower. Just is how it goes when you're chronically ill. You just can't keep up with these things. So there are some practical help things that we're just lacking. And anyway, we have a functional vehicle and we're good to go. And we have everything that we need. I'm really thankful.